Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. My name is Kelly Jan, and I'm currently an independent ambassador with Plexus Worldwide and currently hold the rank of Emerald Ambassador, which is awesome. And we have been an Emerald team now for only about 2 weeks, so super, super cool. But one of the subjects that I want to talk to you guys about is the subject of Facebook specifically. And one of the things that I posted today was about, how can someone post something and get 50 likes, and then you post something very similar, or maybe even the same exact thing, and for you it's crickets. I mean, you're just not getting any likes at all. So I want to walk you through some of the reasons that could be happening and how to ensure that you're going to have a little bit more success when you are posting on Facebook. So Facebook is a network, which may sound silly, but when you post something on Facebook, whether you have a few friends or a lot of friends, only a small percentage of the people that you are friends with on Facebook will actually see your posts. And so the first question I want to ask you is, how many friends do you have on Facebook? So if you're taking notes, you might want to think to yourself, okay, well, I'm going to write that down as a question because I want to go and look and see how many friends I have on Facebook. Is it 100 friends? Do you have 500 friends? Like myself, do you have over 2,000 friends? The number is not important, but it is important to know what that number is and know that you need to be working to increase that number. When you meet people in public, and you start up a conversation, ask them, would it be okay if I friend you on Facebook? And then send them a friend request right there while you're standing there talking to them. I would definitely recommend going to your relatives that you are friends with on Facebook and looking through their friend lists and sending friend requests to mutual friends, people that are friends with your spouse, people that are friends with, like I said, your cousins, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, your grandparents, people that you've met at birthday parties, people that you have met as a relationship to your child, through your child's school, through dance, through different sporting activities. Those are perfect ways to send people friend requests. And you would be surprised how public and really just not private people are on Facebook. I can send people a request that I'm literally standing in the grocery store line and they will accept my friend request. I used to be so private about my Facebook, but now it is such an integral part of building that Plexus business that I am much more open, and I have found that the majority of other people are also very open about accepting friend requests. So that's the first thing, figuring out how to widen your net and increasing the number of friends that you have on Facebook. The second thing I would ask is, how often are you posting on Facebook? Is it consistently? Are you posting once a week, but you'll post 10 things in a row that one day? Are you posting always in the morning? Are you posting only at night when you get off of work? And I want you to think about being more strategic in when you're posting and what you're posting. If you never posted on Facebook at all, and now all of a sudden you're posting 5 times a day and it's all about Plexus at 8 a.m., that's not effective. I know that you will hear most Jules and above that train about posting on Facebook or any type of social media that you should post 2 to 3 times per day, but that should be matched and spaced out throughout the day, and it should also be paired with personal posts. If all of a sudden you become a walking billboard for Plexus and you're no longer sharing pictures of your kids, talking about what you're making for dinner, using engaging posts, and those are posts that are going to have people like and or comment on your posts to bring your post up more readily in their news feed and in your news feed. Those are things that need to be done, as well as just posting about Plexus. I still post pictures of my kids. I still post pictures of going out for a walk and talking about nature, and I ask questions about, hey, has anybody shopped at such and such place? Or what do you guys think about this restaurant? Or a craft that my daughter is doing? Those are all things that get people interested in what you are doing on Facebook, so that when you do post about Plexus, they're seeing it and it's not so in their face. I guarantee you, if all you're doing now is posting about Plexus, people don't even see it. It'd be like if you were driving down the highway, and I don't know if you've ever been on 95. Within 200 miles of this place called South of the Border, there's billboard after billboard after billboard after billboard, and they are all almost identical, to the point where when I go that way, I know they're there, but I've never stopped at South of the Border. And it's this basically the exact same advertisement over and over and over again. And I'm numb to it as a consumer. And you don't want people to be numb to your Plexus posts because they've just seen it. They're over it. One thing that Barry on our team, Barry Mangum, was great about doing is she posted in the Lexus or Bust group how to very easily create a non-Plexus friends list on Facebook. So if you've not done that yet, when I post this recording tonight, I will also cut and paste or copy and paste her notes on how to set up a non-Plexus friends list. And here's what I mean by that. When we start with Plexus, we get excited and we start to get more and more and more Plexus friends, which is great. What that allows you to be able to do is when you see a fellow Plexus ambassador post something about Plexus, you can like it, you can comment on it. It will help that bump up in their newsfeed, and that is great. But tip here, don't get sucked into that, because you can very easily get on Facebook and you're just aimlessly scrolling, and all you see are your current friends who are Plexus ambassadors, and you're not doing an income producing activity, which is to get your network outside of those people. So by making a non-Plexus friends list, you can go to that section of of Facebook, and all the posts you'll see will be non-Plexus people. And by liking and commenting on their posts, that is how you widen your exposure on Facebook. I guarantee you that you probably see the same 20 to 30 people. Their posts are what show up consistently on your Facebook wall. Well, guess what? Those are the same 25 to 30 people who consistently see your posts. Not only your personal posts, but your Plexus posts. And in order to widen that, you're going to have to devote some time to going to your non-Plexus friends and liking and commenting on their posts. I spend probably at least an hour a week doing just that. Sometimes I'll do it alphabetically. I'll go to the D section or the F section or the L section of my friends. I start to look through their names, and I think to myself, oh, there's somebody who I don't see their posts in my newsfeed. I will find something either to like or comment on. And what that does is their items start showing up in my newsfeed, and my items start showing up in their newsfeed. Look for people who are your friends who have tons of likes and comments on their posts. That means that they have a big influence in their network, and you might want to talk to them about the Plexus business, because they've already got that reach. And they're probably not being as strategic about it as you are in reaching out. I do want you to think about what you're posting on Facebook, both Plexus and non-Plexus. It is our storefront, if you will. It is our billboard. It is our commercial. And we choose how we want people to view us. If you're talking about, oh my gosh, Plexus gives me so much energy, and then you're complaining the very next breath about how tired you are and how you can't wait to take a nap, or how great you feel since you started taking Plexus, and the very next post is a picture of you sitting in a waiting room at urgent care, or complaining about how much your steroids that you've got to purchase for some infection that you have. It is crazy, some of the posts that I see. We talk about Plexus taking away our cravings, and then I'll see a picture of somebody with a giant ice cream cone, or with a Starbucks in their hand. So just know that people are watching you. It doesn't matter if they're liking or commenting. I had people, and I have people who have just now joined my team as ambassadors and or customers, who have been watching me now for over a year and who have never liked or commented on one post, but they are watching and they're seeing it. And that if you are spewing out negative, people don't want to be around that. Everybody else that they work with, tons of other people in their lives are complaining and are miserable. They want to be, they're drawn to something that's positive, and so you be that for them. I want to make sure that I'm not missing anything. One of the things that I would also encourage you is when you are posting about Plexus on Facebook is to think about what it is that you're posting. Are you using graphics? Are you using little cartoon pictures? If you're using very salesy, commercial-looking images, people, again, think about that south of the border example that I used. They're just driving right past it. They're scrolling right past it. If it's about you, that's what people want to see. They want to read that, oh my gosh, thank you, Plexus, for helping me be able to make it through this cheer competition this weekend with my kids. Thank you, Plexus, for paying for this vacation for my family. And if you don't have those types of results yet, talk about your personal friends within Plexus and their results, not some random picture that you found on someone's testimonial page about Plexus. As a rule of thumb, if I can't tag someone in a picture or be able to personally get in touch with the person that I'm posting about, I don't post it, because it is not a fun position to put yourself in for someone to ask you, hey, well, I saw that you posted about Jill and her issue with headaches, let's say. What is she taking? For you to be like, I don't even know Jill, but you've acted like, you said my friend Jill in your post. Was it really your friend? So really think about that and only post things for people, A, that you know is legit, and you could either put someone in a three-way message with that person, or you could at least get them to comment on the post so that they can get their point of view on the post. So that's one of my sort of rule of thumbs about when you're not using your own personal testimony or your own story on Facebook. I talked a little bit about liking and commenting on each other's posts. That is very, very important. But don't be afraid to post about yourself. Even a video, which most people are scared to death to make a video of themselves on Facebook. I admit that it's not my favorite thing to do, but that is the point where you are the most vulnerable to people in your social media audience, is when you are making a video. It's real. People can see your face. They can look in your eyes. They can hear the passion in your voice. And that is when you're going to get the most engagement, when people can connect with you on a human level and they feel like that you can relate to maybe what they're going through. They are able to relate with you, and they then develops a level of trust with that person. So I would challenge you, if you're watching this call tonight, make that a way to help you stretch outside of your comfort zone. Make a video, post it on Facebook about why you're so passionate about Plexus. The last thing that I want to talk about is compliance. We now know that we have to be super careful about what it is that we're posting on Facebook in terms of making any medical claims or using any type of medical terminology, if you will, in words like diabetes and migraines, and using those words in the same sentence as Plexus and in the same post as Plexus. Just be very careful of that. However, if you have a private group or a private message on Facebook, you can post whatever you want because it's private. For example, I cannot post, I give my 14-year-old son the triplex combo, and therefore he is now off of all of his ADHD medication. I can't say that. My stepdad is now off of all of his type 2 diabetes medications and a couple of other medications. I can't say thank you, Plexus, for that. Now, I think thank you, Plexus, and I know that is the reason that he is off those medications. But what I can say is, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for my stepdad. He is now off of all of his type 2 diabetes medications. Isn't that amazing? Now, I don't mention Plexus. I'm not putting hashtag thank you Plexus or anything like that, but I guarantee you that people will message me and they will comment and say, well, how is he off of his medications? Let me know. That gives you the opportunity to reach out to them privately, and then you can say, well, he's taking Plexus. This is why I believe that this is the only thing that's changed that allowed him to come off of his medications. Many of you that are on this call have started private or secret Facebook groups. Lisa's health journey, Julie's journey to a better you or a better me or something like that. In those private groups, you can be you don't have to worry about compliance in that sense. Now, am I saying that you need to start posting something crazy like Plexus cures diabetes? Absolutely not. However, just be very aware of where you're placing your billboard for Plexus. Is it out in public, or is it through a private message or in a private group? So please be mindful of that when you are posting. All right, I think that is the majority of what I wanted to share with you guys tonight. I am going to open it up for a few questions. So if you want to chat to me through the messenger feature or the chat functionality here on the Zoom call, I can answer a couple of questions, but these are all tips that you can take away tonight and start applying them. You can start adding friends on Facebook. You can start widening your sphere of influence on Facebook by liking and commenting on people's posts that you don't normally see in your feed, making sure that you're staying consistent with your Facebook posts, not only non-Plexus, but Plexus as well, creating that non-Plexus Facebook friends list. These are all steps that you can start to take to make your posts as effective as possible. So the next time that you go on Facebook and you do make that video that we talked about, people are going to be receptive and more people are going to be exposed to what it is that you have to say. So thanks, guys, for tonight. Does anybody have any questions that they want to chat in the box before I close out the call? Okay, so I'm going to close it out. Thank you so much. I am going to be posting this recorded call in the Lexus or Bus page. If you have okay, so someone's actually asking, what do you recommend the number of posts per day? I personally try to post 2 Plexus posts per day and a minimum of 2 personal posts per day, and I try to mix those up. One thing I do find is people will say, well, I posted 10 Plexus posts this week. Well, sometimes you're posting 10 Plexus posts in a row in one day, and then it'll be 3 more weeks and you do nothing. So it's got to be consistent. It's got to sort of be that steady drip. And then another question was, what about other social media outlets? So if you have a following and you are utilizing things like Twitter or Instagram, they definitely can be super effective for you. One thing I know for me is that before I started Plexus, I did not use Twitter or Instagram. And so most of the people that I'm friends with on both of those, I have started to use those social media outlets. But a lot of my friends that are on those social media outlets are all the same people that I'm friends with on Facebook. So I haven't found that to be a successful tool for me in my Plexus business. Now, that being said, I know, for example, if Mandy Ring or I know Casey also was just making those comments. I know you guys do have a pretty strong Instagram following, and you have been successful in talking to people about Plexus through those social media outlets. So by all means, don't rule those out as something that you can include in your daily posting routine. And if one thing I had written down, which I did not mention tonight, being out of town or being busy does not serve really as an excuse for why you can't post on Facebook. There are apps like Hootsuite, and I know there's a couple of others that you can use to post on your behalf, where you can go in and schedule your posts ahead of time. One question that was just asked is, should you be upset if no one likes or comments on your posts? And I would say no. If you're following all these rules, then you know that people are seeing your posts, and it should not discourage you from continuing to post. Like I said, I just had somebody join my team last month who had been watching my posts for a year, and then decided that it was time for her to join. And she told me, I've been watching your posts for a year, so people are watching. Any other questions? So the app that I sometimes use to schedule my posts is called Hootsuite, Hootsuite. And there's also another one. Casey, what's the name of the other app that you use sometimes? You can just put it in the chat, and I'll mention that app. I'm drawing a blank. Everypost. That's it. Everypost. Any other questions? I want to be mindful of your time. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close out tonight's call. Make sure that you check in on my YouTube channel. It's Plexy, Plexy, Bar, Barre, Babe, Babe. Again, that's Plexy Bar Babe on YouTube. Subscribe to that channel, and when I put out new training videos, you'll be alerted through YouTube that a new video is available. You know, these calls are great to share with new people, people who aren't already utilizing Facebook or other social media outlets to grow their business. And these are just going to be some good tips and tricks that you can refer back to. And so this video will be available on YouTube. Thanks, guys, and have an awesome night.